I am now going to test my GardaGusto database. So as you can see, I've now opened my database. My password requirement box has come up. So my password is capital R JM25132675. Now when I press OK, my next password box should come up. So if we press OK now, it's running a bit slow, but I'm hoping it'll come up. There you go. As you can see, my password box has come up. Now before we put the password in, let's check what happens when I press OK without a password. So without a password, it doesn't do anything, which basically means that I need to put a password in. Now if I press cancel, hopefully it's going to shut down. Now if it shuts down, it means I have to reload my database again. As you can see, it's now shut down, so I now have to reload my database. So if we come out of that and open GardaGusto again, now in comes my main password requirements again. Now if I press cancel on this, it should just close down and I have to reload the database again. So if I cancel, it closes the database down altogether. So if we open it again, open GardaGusto, it comes again. Now if I put the wrong password in, it comes up with a message, not a valid password. So I have to click OK, so that works. It keeps people out that don't need to be in the database. So again, I've put my main password in. So now what I'm going to do is put my password in to actually get me to my main switchboard. So my password for this one is 1234. So click OK, and as you can see, it lets me into my main switchboard. So what we're going to do first is check that my help button works, which it does. It brings up my splash screen, which makes it thing. Press OK, it closes it down. Now let's check the exit button. Now what this button should do is when I click it, it should close my database down, which it does. It closes my database down, and that's it, gone. So I have to reload it again. So just go there, access GardaGusto. So again, I'm having to put in my main password. Let it load up, let my password box load up. Put in that password, which will take me back to my main screen. So 1234 again. Click OK. Right, I'm back on my main screen. So now what I want to check is to check that my customers works. So as you can see, I've clicked customers and it's come straight to my ad box. Now what I should be able to do is add somebody in and save and close it. So, but before we do that, let's just check this help button again. Yep, that works, and it's worked again. So now I'm going to add somebody new. So let's say Bobby James Halifax. Postcode, so as you can see, it's given me a certain amount of characters that I can put in. So we'll put HX1 3QL, and now it's asking me for a phone number, so we'll just put a random one, 01422 2222 222. Right, remembering that my customer ID is 26 for when we do the orders. If I click save and close, that's now saved it and closed my actual customer. Now I've got to go back into my customer because I want to check that in case somebody has a problem with a customer not ordering and they decide to cancel their order or whatever, they need to be able to get back out of this to the main switchboard. So if we click the exit button, it takes us back to the main switchboard, which is what I wanted it to do. So I'm very happy with that. So now what we'll do is check the orders. So first thing I'm going to do is check the help. That works. I'm going to check the printer. That works. That brings up my printer. So now what I want to do is enter an order. Well, I know that my order ID is going to come automatically. So now what I need to do is make sure my calendar works. So we'll do today's date. My customer ID is 26. My staff ID, let's say Mel did it. Then if we get quantity, she's having 12. And pizza ID is a lookup. And she's going to have Mexicans. Pizza size is a lookup. She's going to have mediums. Then she's going to have thin base. She's not going to have any special. So now I'm going to save and close that. That works. Let's click orders again. Just want to check that my exit works. So as you can see, I'm pointing on my exit. Now I'm going to click that. That definitely works. That takes me to my actual main switchboard again. So now I'm doing my pizza. As you can see, pizza ID is for me to add a new pizza. So if I remember rightly, I think I'm on 13 now. So now we need to make a name, so let's just say Bob. And we're going to sell Bob at £4.45. Now when I click down on this box, what should happen is Bob should come there. And it does, Bob comes there. So now I can select ingredients for Bob. So we'll have olives, we'll have Somali, and we'll have chipolatas. Right, let's save that. So that now saves. So I now know all of my basic standard users works. Everything in the standard user works. So let's keep my admin. So my admin button works. It takes me straight to the admin switchboard. Before we do anything else, I already know these two buttons work because they already work in my other switchboard, so I don't need to do them. Let's do the report query all. So I click it, brings up a password, which if I remember rightly is 222. Click OK. It brings up my query all. Now I press close and that takes me back to the thing. Now what I want to do is press OK without a password. Brings up a message, you need to enter a password, and it closes. So I have to open it again. Now if I press cancel, it closes it down. So now what I'm going to do, because that's all working, I'm going to go into edit customer, and the password for this, but what we'll do first, we'll do the same before. So press OK again, you need to enter a password comes up, and it closes the boxer down. So then what I'm going to do is going to press cancel, and it closes the box down. So now put my actual password in, which is 2347. Click OK. That now brings me to my actual editing from a password. Now we know that our last order was 26. So as you can see, customer Bobby James Halifax, and his phone number. So it's all there, and now as you can see my navigation buttons work, and as I click through backwards and forwards, it's come up you can't go to specific record because it's my very first record, so I'm back at the beginning for customers. Now if I click save and close, that saves it and closes it. But what happens if I want to come out of it without actually doing anything? Well, what I want to do, because I'm on the admin board, I don't want to be going back to the main switchboard. So what I do is put 2, 3, 4, 7. Right, so I'm back in my customers. Now I want to be able to come out of this and go back to my admin board. So what we do is we select down using the arrow keys until we actually get down, and it closes us and it takes us back to the admin board, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. So now if we click edit orders, again it comes up. Now we know the password box works because it's worked for the others. So now all we need to do is put 2, 3, 4, 6 for the orders, and my orders comes up. Now we know that the very last order I did was about 5 minutes ago. So if we click to last order, order 24, customer ID 26, Mel is the staff ID, the date's there, all the things are there for us to look at, my navigations work, help screen works, my printer works. So now I can save and close this. Now if I go back into orders again, sorry, bear with me, I've just pulled myself out. Right, so if we enter 1, 2, 3, 4 again, go back to the admin. Right, if we go into edit orders again, 2, 3, 4, 6, click OK, and like we did on the customers, use the arrow keys to navigate to the actual exit box. And as you get there, click down and it closes, and we're back at the admin board. So again, edit pizza is 2, 3, 4, 8, click OK. Right, so now as you can see, pizza IDs there. So if we go to the last pizza we did, which is Bob, with the same £4.45, pizza ID is number 13. We've got our ingredients there. We can add another ingredient, so we can put ham on it. So we can now click on save and close. That saves and closes. It takes us back to the main screen. So click admin again. Edit pizza. 2, 3, 4, 8. Now we can navigate down. As I was saying, what you need to do, we've checked the navigation buttons work. That's come up, you can't get a specific record again because we're at the beginning of the records. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through selecting down the arrows to make sure that we can get to the actual close or exit button. When we press the arrow key down, it closes and takes us back to the main switchboard. So if we click main switchboard, as you can see, all my buttons work. I have no issues with anything to do with my buttons. Now I'm going to test that nobody can open F11 and change things. So if we click F11, As you can see, nothing's coming up. Normally on this side, if you pressed F11, the navigating panel would come up, but if you see what I've done, I've actually made it so that all they can do from here is print or press exit, and that's it. That's all they can do, nothing else. If we click up there, that takes away everything, so it's all looking good. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to change the privacy settings and option settings, current database. So I'll put that to enable design mode, allow, click OK, close my database down. So I'm going to close my database down, reopen it. I have to put M2513. Right. As you can see now, my navigation panel is open. Now what I want to do is I want to test my tables. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into customers. As you can see, my customers table is working as it should, with my order details and my order ID all working together. So I know that all my tables work. So if we go into orders table and click the plus, as you can see, they've ordered 2 pizzas, so it's connected to orders detail, so that works. If we go to pizza, as you can see, we've got pizzas there, mozzarella, all the different ingredients, the price, all working wonderful. So TBL staff, again, that's working. It shows what they've actually done, you know, who they've ordered. So that's all working well. TBL pizza size, again, that's showing how many people have ordered the actual pizzas, so that's all working well. Right, so queries, which pizza, say number 13, it brings up number 13. So it's showing pizza ID, pizza name, price, the ID ingredients, the actual price of the ingredients, and the actual pizza name. If we do queries, say let's do number 3, and there you have it. Customer 10, Mr. Weldon, his order ID is 3, his order date's the 14th of 11th 2013, it was done by Scott. You can see he's ordered 3 pizzas there. If we move it along, you can see all the different things working as they should. So we can close that, come out of that. If we now go to query customer, and let's put 26 for argument's sake, which is the one we did earlier. As you can see, all working, you know, showing what it should. Query all, so if we do query all, you get the whole query of everything. You've already seen all the forms working, so that's alright. You've seen my report working, so I'm quite happy with that. All my database is now working as it should, with no errors, no problems within it. so I'm quite happy. What I will say is, when I first tested my database the other day, my actual printer icon, which when I pressed it wasn't coming up properly and was causing a few issues, I changed that after the Kadia. I found that problem, as well as down the side they were scrolling menus, which I've got rid of after Kadia has seen it. So what I then did was fix those problems. The other thing I did think about doing, but I decided not to do, was have here a fight all icon, but it would have looked too cluttered, so I decided not to do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to options. I'm going to go current database. I'm going to untick everything I ticked. So that's everything done. So now I'm going to click OK. I'm going to close my database down. Yes, OK. OK. Close it down. So that's now my database closed down. So I'm going to reopen it again just to show you. 3, 4. Oh, sorry. I'm getting mixed up here. So RJM 2513265. Click OK. As you can see, my main screen comes up. Put in my password, and we're ready to go again, which is really good. I'm really happy with this. Really happy. The only thing that I'm not happy with is, before at college, just up here, I had my icon set, but it doesn't seem to be there. Not quite sure why that is. Let me just have a look. Current database. That's why. So what I need to do is I need to change my picture so that from the college it's actually on my database, so that there's no problems there. Okay, so if we leave that now, I know exactly what to do, and I'll do that when I get back to college. So we'll close database down again, so we'll start to get to RJM 2513265. Okay, so put it in again, and as you can see, all my forms are working. I'm very happy with the way I've tested my database. It all seems to be working really well, and I'm really pleased with it. To be honest, compared to when I started databases, I'm actually quite happy with the way things started, because when I started I was quite scared and didn't really like the way things were going, but I'm very happy and very impressed with what I've done. And this is the end of my actual recording.